Welcome to Celebrity Catwalk. I'm Stephanie, and today I have two special ladies in studio with me. And even cooler is this is the first time that Matilda is in a television studio. She's never done this before, so it's a first. And you saw it here at Celebrity Catwalk. So Matilda is an international cat sensation. She actually is the face of an iconic hotel known as the Algonquin. And her chief cat officer, Alice D. Almeida, is here to tell us more. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Hi,
Say hello, Matilda. Say hello. Thank you.
So for our viewers, they don't know about this beautiful history that the Algonquin Hotel has and how the cats are really a central part of that history. Can you share that with us?
Well, the Algonquin is the oldest working hotel in New York. We opened in 1902, and the first cat wandered in the lobby. I'm sorry, let me back up. It was Frank Case, and he had a cat named Billy. He was the owner and operator. And when Billy passed, the stray cat wandered in, and Case, being the hospitable person he was, he took the cat in. John Barrymore at the time was appearing in Hamlet, and the cat originally was called Rusty, but they thought, you know, it's not such a cool name for such an iconic hotel. So the cat was renamed Hamlet after Barrymore's starring role. And the tradition of the Algonquin cat continued. So as each cat went on to over the Rainbow Bridge, they would bring in another. All of them were rescues except for one. All the boys were named Hamlets. There were 7 Hamlets, and I have the pleasure of meeting having the third Matilda here.
Aww.
We don't know why the name Matilda, and she doesn't waltz, but she's a good girl.
And she goes with it, and it's all great. So she was a rescue. Can you tell us the story of how she came to be at a rescue and then how the Algonquin acquired her?
Matilda, too, had just had it. You know, there's just so much of stardom, and she needed to retire. And she was bordering on 16 years old, and we have a great working relationship with North Shore Animal League.
Yeah.
So Matilda was a rag doll, and the boss really liked the rag doll breed. So he said, let's see if we can find one. So I called North Shore, and within 2 weeks, somebody had put this charmer in a box, didn't even bring her in, but left her at the door of North Shore with another cat.
Wow.
They called me, they shot me her picture, and that was it. Went out to see her, and it was, the rest is history. Rags to riches.
I love that.
It's our Algonquin.
What's it like to be a chief cat officer? Because I don't think a lot of people realize how exciting this cat's life is, and to be a part of her. I mean, she's been in all these publications. She has fans around the world. They send her gifts. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's the strangest thing. I mean, you know, I have the good end of it and the bad end of it, but it's a responsibility, and you know, you have to keep her happy and healthy and make sure she oversees everything correctly and the hotel runs right. And I can't believe she's being so good. This is scary.
And it's her first time in a television studio.
Very first time. Very first time.
Usually you do it in the hotel suites.
Right.
It's incredible.
People come to
the media come to her.
Right.
But she came here for us. So.
Thank you for having us,
Right,
Stephanie.
Matilda?
Thank you.
What are some of the most memorable moments you've had with Matilda?
Oh boy. Okay, the first night we had her,
Yes.
we put her in the front office.
Yeah.
She liked chairs because she stayed in North Shore in the office there.
Aw.
So she was in the chair all day, and the night manager came in, and he took her chair, and she wasn't having it. For some unknown reason, he took his shoes off. She grabbed one of his shoes and ran with it. As he got up to go after the shoe, she got the chair.
So she's very smart.
Oh,
And
yeah.
She's a woman who knows what she wants, and she knows how to get it.
Exactly.
So she's been in Travel and Leisure, Town and Country. What are some of the other publications?
Forbes, New York Times, National Geographic, Wall Street Journal, Daily News, New York Post,
Oh my gosh.
of course The Observer, The Gothamist. I can't think of one that she hasn't been.
That's incredible.
Really, yeah.
And then each year, Matilda has an annual celebration with a charitable focus.
Right.
And she's been doing it for 10 years.
Correct.
So can you tell us how that came to be and why it's so important for Matilda and the Algonquin to give back?
It's just, it's important for everybody to know that adoption's the only option. And when you're this lucky, you need to share and try to bring it to light and just do the best you very can for all the other unfortunates.
I know, it's so true. And so Matilda this year, she raised $10,000 for the Mayor's Lions for New York City's animals, which is incredible. And does she have any goals for this year's event, which is in August?
We're still working on it. We'll keep it a surprise.
Okay, well, we'll stay tuned for that.
But we want everyone to come out and support us, right, Matilda?
That's right. So I have a beautiful book with me. This is Matilda, the Algonquin Cat. It's by Leslie Martini, and it's illustrated by Massimo Mangiardo. And so tell us about this book, and what does it tell us about Matilda's life?
It's a day, it's Matilda. It's, you know, what other cat has a whole book written about her? Leslie used to come to the hotel as a child and just fell in love with it and fell in love with the whole story. So she set about and wrote a book about Matilda's life. And
wow.
You know, how special can that be? And Massimo just did the most beautiful drawings, trying to keep it in tune with the era of the book.
Wow.
And we now have the decals of the artwork up in the lobby. It'll be up until January. And everybody can come visit Matilda and look at the beautiful drawings.
That's incredible.
But that's a day in the life of, what's the matter?
Now, if someone wants to buy this book, where can they go?
Well, we're selling it at the hotel. It's $26, or you can get it online at Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I love this. How many people can say they have a book about them? But this kitty has a book.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to share with us about Matilda's life and what it has meant to you to be a part of the Algonquin and the family that it really is? I've been to the hotel several times, and I always feel that it's really a true family, from your manager, Manny, to Nicholas, who's in PR, to you, Alice, and Matilda, of course. So what's it like to be a part of that?
It's just incredible. It's like I just fell into the best job in the world. And, you know, loving animals to start out with, having cats of my own. And
yes.
It's hard to leave her at night, and it's hard to leave my little kids during the day, but it's great. It's fun. It's something that doesn't happen very often to people. I'm just lucky.
And you also have a big heart, and you do a lot of rescue work on your own on the side as well. And so I think you're a true cat lover.
Animal, just, you know.
Animal lover.
Well, fur.
Fur.
Feathers.
When it's on them.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to meet Matilda, they can actually go to 59 West 44th Street, which is the location of the Algonquin Hotel. And she is often at the front desk, but she does her own thing. So she has a perch too, which is on the West 44th Street. So you can actually see her on the sidewalk if you want to go by the window, or come on inside and meet her. And you can also get your very own copy of this book. As Alice mentioned, you can get it inside the hotel or at Amazon.com. For Celebrity Catwalk, I'm Stephanie Matera, and thanks for joining Matilda and Alice D'Almeida with me. Welcome back to Celebrity Catwalk. I'm Stephanie Matera, your lifestyle correspondent, and today I have Lisa Rowland in studio with us. She's an actress, you may recognize her, and she's the founder of Animal Ashram and an animal advocate. So let's talk to Lisa about what she's been working on and how she helps animals in the community. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Stephanie. Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about some of the acting that you've done, because it really did build the platform for people to know who you are and to really pay attention to the causes you support.
Right, and it's given me that platform so that I can, you know, if somebody's going to listen, I'd rather talk about animals and their plight rather than just myself. So
I love that.
I love that I can plug it.
I wish more people thought like that. That's really beautiful. So when did you found Animal Ashram, and what is your overall plan for your nonprofit and the mission?
Right, I founded it in 2013.
Okay.
And I'd been self-funding it, but now we're actually having our first big fundraiser tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're going to, we're having a drive to collect toys and supplies for the ACC. actually,
Thank
on
you
110th
so
Street.
much. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so we'll see what we get tonight. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited too. For our viewers out there, just want to put into context for you, Animal Care Centers of New York, also known as ACC, sees more than 30,000 animals coming through its doors all year. So what you can do for them is really important, and support organizations like Lisa's Animal Ashram, if you want to look it up online, and give back and attend events and make donations. And
Right, and we're strictly volunteer, and so all the money goes directly to the cause.
which is huge, right? So the
Yeah.
people know 100% of the money goes to the animals. So you love all animals, and
Yes.
that's what I really love about your organization. While companion animals are a part of it, but you believe animals are sentient beings. And
Right,
do you want to
right.
talk about that?
Yeah, we also do advocacy for farm animal rights,
Yes.
and most people just have a disconnect because they go to the grocery store and it's cut up meat.
Right.
So it's like a disconnect in your head.
Yeah.
It's the way that, we're brought up. I was brought up on a cattle ranch. That's why I was vegan from early on.
Wow. Because you saw the actual
Yeah.
part of
you're
how
like,
an animal becomes.
oh, what happened to Lucy?
Oh, gosh.
Right. So there wasn't a disconnect for me.
Wow. How old were you when you became a vegan?
From the time I was about 6, when I could make my own choices.
That's incredible.
And Mother said I used to spit out meat to begin with.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. We have a lot in common. I was very similar. I used to ask my parents if it was real, a piece of something on a plate, because it just didn't seem right. And they would, they thought I needed it to be healthy. So they were doing it out of love,
Right.
not realizing that I wanted to know the truth because they didn't want to eat it. But they wouldn't tell me it
Exactly.
was once living. And then I grew up in the country, and there was a pig roast. And I saw a pig on a spigot, and I was horrified and begged my parents to get us out of there. And I just remember it just having a visceral reaction to it. It just disturbed me so much.
Right. And we're taught, oh, well, it's the circle of life, it's our, but it's not.
We have flat teeth.
Yes, we do.
We
We're
don't
not
have sharp
carnivores.
teeth. We're not carnivores. So what is your overall goal for your organization? Where do you see it going in the future?
Well, we'd like to actually get a place,
Yeah.
probably like in the West Village. And, I just vision all these beautiful cats and dogs running around, and I want them to be inside so that you can see them through the windows.
Yes.
Like they do. I mean, I see so many beautifully displayed pet stores, and I think, oh, if we could just have that for our rescue animals.
I know, right? That would be a huge, huge difference.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of live adoption events, and I
Right.
always say to people, that's when people really make the connection about rescue, because they see animals being their true selves at an event or playing and out of a cage or a shelter environment, which they need to be there to be cared for till they
Right.
find homes, but you don't get the true feel of their personality. And I think when they're on display like that, rescue pets,
Right.
it's people are like, wow, I really do want to adopt, and it becomes more of an option for them. I think it's that, like you said, disconnect. Sometimes people
Right.
need to have those aha moments
Right.
and see it to make that connection.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not hard to find it.
I know. If you really are passionate about it, it's in your mind all the time.
Exactly.
And so it's really important that we collaborate as a city and we work together, and there's no competition. It's really
That's what's
we're
so
all
beautiful
in
about
it.
your Mayor's Alliance.
Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. Aw.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yes, for those of
Camaraderie.
you who don't know at home, I'm the spokeswoman for the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals. I've been doing it for 6.5 years, and Jane Hoffman founded the organization to lower the euthanasia rates of cats and dogs and other companion animals living in city shelters. So for Celebrity Catwalk, I'm Stephanie Matera. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Lisa Rowland,
Oh.
for your beautiful heart
You're
and
very
spirit.
welcome. Thank you.
And we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Stephanie.
See you next time. Welcome back to Celebrity Catwalk. I'm Stephanie Matera, your host, and in honor of Fresh Step's Hot to Adopt campaign, I have assembled a panel of the coolest cat ladies that I know. So from left to right, we actually have Lisa Rowland, Therese Bankston, Maura Conley, and Lisa Alexander. And we have two little furry guests, so I'm going to kick it off with these adorable kittens. So Maura, tell us who we have here from Animal Haven.
Okay, I brought Arancia and a niece. They are siblings. There was a litter of 5 actually. 2 have already been adopted. 1 I just didn't bring today. But they are very sweet. They were found feral. A Good Samaritan brought them into us. They were bottle babies. We kind of fed them. We had an amazing volunteer who round the clock took all 5. It's a lot of work. Fed them, took care of them, and raised them up. And as you can see, she did an amazing job because they're very sweet, very social, love to be handled, and they would make great pets.
It's great. So if you want to rescue these kittens, you can go to animalhaven.com. So let's get right into it. I really want to help people understand that cat ladies are amazing. We all have amazing careers. We're all very different, but the one thing that binds us is our love of cats, right? So let's start with you, Lisa. Tell us a little bit about what you do, what drives you, and you're an actress, and talk about some of your nonprofit work.
Right. I'm an actress by trade.
Yes.
And a cat lady at night. But I just lost a couple months ago the love of my life, Moo. I met him actually in Orlando when I was working on a movie called The Brothers, The Bros.
Yeah.
And I went to the shelter to walk the dogs, and I came back with Moo. And that's how I met him. But this little baby is so tempting. So tempting.
Today.
Live. You saw it
Yeah.
here. That's a beautiful story. So Therese, tell us about yourself. So I'm just going to do a nice little setup. You're a model. You've appeared on Project Runway. And I met you through our New York Fashion Week work with Fresh Step. But you also are really into positive change. So talk about that for us.
Well, so I just decided I want to be an advocate for positive change and for people to find that it's really cool to care about the environment and animals and beings and ourselves. And I believe that I could really pull together everything I'm passionate about, which is, I'm a model, I want to be an actress now, I'm a writer, and I'm also a brand strategist. So right now I'm just doing all those things and trying to inspire people to be more open to the unknown and embrace change in a positive way.
Well, you are definitely inspiring, and I'm so happy
Thank
that
you.
our paths have crossed.
Me too.
Maura Conley, so tell us, why did you choose animal welfare for work? Because there's a lot of careers you can go into, but what's rewarding about it?
Well, I mean, I started in marketing, and I had done that for about 10 years, and it's a lot of hours, and I loved it, but I had lost the passion. I always wanted to work with animals, so I started volunteering at Animal Haven. A job opened up, and I jumped on it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. How long have you been there?
I'll be almost 2 years in February.
Incredible. And I'm with the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals too. Everyone knows I volunteer and I'm their spokeswoman. And so Animal Haven is one of our 150 plus partners, and we are so lucky to have you. Can you tell us a little bit about your new shelter that you opened in Soho?
Sure, it was over a year in the making. We moved just down the block from our old location, but it is like the bigger, better, more beautiful. Everything is up to like the high-tech standards, air filtration for each cage to prevent URIs or kennel cough from spreading. Very clean, odor controlled. Each room has its own isolated air. Natural sunlight to filter down into the dog areas now so that they get a more normal sleep cycle of daylight and sunset. And it's now the big change is we're going to be a walk-through shelter, whereas in our previous place, we had to bring the dogs up to you. You kind of had to pick them from a computer screen. Now you can literally walk our whole facility, look at all the animals, and decide from there who you want to meet.
That's incredible. I'm so excited. And you have cats and dogs.
We do.
That's wonderful. And Lisa Alexander,
Yes.
I'm going to tee it up with, she's been on SNL, need I say more?
A few times.
Just a few times. And The Sopranos.
Yep.
And what other shows?
Sex and the City.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would say that the thing that I've done the most is Saturday Night Live because I have another job as well, which is selling veterinary pharmaceuticals for a long time too.
Oh,
So
that's
don't give up the
incredible.
day job, but it's kind of fun to do both. And
Yeah.
comedy is a big part of my life. So. But yeah, advocacy is really the reason I'm here. I'm really kind of working to make the status of cat ladies cooler, and I have for a long time. We've done a lot of like men with cats calendars, and I usually ambassador for one cat at a time and try to get cats off the street as well. So yeah, I'm a little busy, and in between that I take care of my cats and make sure I spend quality time with them. And one is very famous, Caboodle. Yes. I should have put him on Instagram, but he's very camera shy. He was actually asked to do a lot of TV, and I'm like, he's not as cool as this baby. Definitely not. So
he's behind the scenes.
He's
cat.
behind the scenes, exactly. So.
But you also do work with North Shore Animal League as well.
I
You
do.
volunteer.
I'm on the board of the Toby Project, which is part of the Mayor's Alliance, and I'm also on the committee for North Shore Animal League. So really busy running events too.
Thank you so much for everything you do. And the Toby Project is for spay and neuter, for those of you who don't know out there. So check it out, because spaying and neutering is a huge issue, and that's why a lot of these animals don't find homes. Let's talk a little bit about that, Maura. So you actually have a lot of people that come in, they're looking for cats and dogs. What do you find that's unique about cat adopters?
They are typically people who they want to love, they want to, have that nurturing, but they don't have the schedule to do the walks or do this. They might travel more, and cats are perfect for that. They, you can get a pet sitter to come in much easier. You don't have to build your schedule around being home for like a noon walk or a 5 o'clock walk. And they're just as loving as, as you can see here, they're snuggling.
I think this one's terrible. Terrible.
But they can be, just as affectionate. They play fetch, they play catch. I have one at home who likes to catch little milk rings. I toss it, she jumps up and grabs it. They are just as amazing.
My little Fleur, she fetches too and carries little balls in her mouth, and I didn't teach her that. It was like when she was like 1 month old, she was already doing that.
Self-taught.
Yes. I'm like, she's a genius cat. And she made some appearances with Fresh Step, which was really fun for us. But also, what are the stigmas associated with cats? Because I feel like they get a bad rap.
Yeah.
And they're adopted at lower rates than other companion animals. So let's talk about that too.
Yeah, I think people have this conception that they are more aloof. They're not going to give you the love, the snuggling. They're just not going to be as affectionate. But that is, clearly not
true. Killing that image right now.
Also, from a veterinary perspective, they're not seen as much. In other words, the veterinarians probably 5 to 1 see dogs, and because people think their cats don't need checkups. So that's something that a lot of the organizations are working on too.
Wow. That's an education piece. I feel like a lot of people don't know that fact.
Correct.
Right.
That's incredible. So when someone comes in to look for a cat, how do you make a perfect match?
I try to talk to them for a few minutes, kind of get their personality, find out what their home life is like, what they're looking for. If they have other animals, that's a little bit more trying to find a good match that way. And then from there, I spend enough time that I know the personalities of all these guys. And I kind of start them off with the ones that I think are going to hit it off. Sometimes it's a match, sometimes it's not. But
Lisa and Anise, what do you think about the match here?
I think I found my
I think
own.
this one's going home with you.
I have a pocket right here. I might
And
just
that
slip
one's
in.
very
We may
tempting
have a match,
to me.
Right?
We might have ladies fighting over these kitties, but there are so many cats in shelters, seriously, that need homes. And just in New York City alone, 30,000 animals go through our city shelters. And just to put it into perspective, 3 out of 4 shelter pets are cats. So we need to do our part to spay and neuter, and we also do need to do our part and adopt. So I just want to talk a little bit about this Hot to Adopt campaign that's so awesome from Fresh Step. So for the whole month of October, they've been selling these cool t-shirts, which 2 of my girls are wearing here, Lisa and Therese. And what's really special about this shirt is when you buy it at freshstep.com, it's only $20, and $7.50 of every t-shirt will go back to shelters across the country. So you can profess your love of cats and you can make a difference. And that is a really sweet deal. And support Fresh Step because they do so much good in the community. They donate litter to shelters and rescues, and I got to work with them during New York Fashion Week, and they were amazing. We did a pet adoption lounge. It was incredible. We had several hundred people come and meet our cats. We did a cool cat lady fashion show, and it was so much fun. So you can check out some of those videos on freshstep.com with Katie Cassidy, and it was just a wonderful experience, and I love supporting brands that support the community. Before we close out our segment, I just want to go down the line and each of you tell me what's your favorite thing about cats. We'll start with you, Lisa.
Their love.
Yes.
I love how accepting and beautiful and sweet and. Oh,
I think
I
we
love
have
this
them.
cat. Yeah, I love you. Yes, you are.
And Therese?
I would say they're so unpredictable, and that's what makes them awesome. They just have character, and every cat is different, and I love that.
Yeah.
You can never really train a cat. It's just like you get a cat and you just, deal with it.
They
kind of.
train you, quite honestly. How about you, Maura?
Just the purrs and the snuggles. You have a bad day and you just cuddle a cat, you feel that purr, and it just, all the stress just goes.
I agree.
Pure love.
Yes, exactly. Lisa?
I would say they're like the underdogs of the animal world. So I usually root for like the Chicago Cubs who always lose. So I also root for the kittens and the cats. We're getting there though. I think it's improving.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cats have always had a soft spot in my heart from my first rescue, Henry, at the age of 8. He slept on my shoulder all the way home as a kitten, and he let me dress him and had little infant-sized sunglasses that he would wear and look around the house like this. And he just had such a larger-than-life persona. And I didn't have siblings growing up until I was like 14, so being an only child, great companionship for me. And so pets have always been my best friends in my family, as I know all of my lovely panelists can attest to. So for Celebrity Catwalk, I'm Stephanie Matera. Thank you so much for joining our cool cat lady panel. Please check out freshstep.com, get your own Hot to Adopt t-shirt, and don't forget to enter their contest called Feline Fashion Friday every Friday through the month of October. Make sure you do the hashtags properly and you'll be entered to win $250 gift card, also other great prizes. So thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Stephanie Matera.